business owners and executives from around the Valley. This is Business Leaders with Lance Cardoza.
Good morning. You're watching Business Leaders here at KMPH Fox 26. My name is Lance Cardoza, and I want to thank our sponsor that makes it possible for Business Leaders to happen each and every week, Tuesday mornings at 11, and that's Flooring Liquidators. Flooring Liquidators, a proud supporter of Business Leaders. And if you want to catch this episode and other episodes of Business Leaders, go to businessleaders.tv. And also, we're on podcast, wherever you get your podcast. You go to Business Leaders with Lance, wherever you listen to your podcast, and you'll be able to catch this episode and others. And this week, I have the Deputy Director of the Fresno Metro Black Chamber of Commerce, Monita Porter. That's a mouthful there.
It definitely is a mouthful.
Yeah.
And definitely the duties come trucking in with that as well.
Yeah,
Yes,
so it's a mountain full of duties.
Mountain full of duties and a mouthful to say.
So talk to me about the Monita, the Fresno Metro Black Chamber of Commerce. Mm-hmm. Talk to me about the organization, mm-hmm. what it does for its community, and how businesses can connect to the chamber through the community.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Fresno Metro Black Chamber of Commerce was founded in 2001. Okay. We champion Black entrepreneurs in the greater Fresno region. Not just Black entrepreneurs, minority entrepreneurs in general. So, our mission is to engage, educate, and empower Black business owners. And we typically do that through capacity building, technical assistance, and advocacy.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And you were saying minority business owners, which in the San Joaquin Valley, there's many businesses that are minority owned.
For sure.
That probably don't even know about the organization or how they can get involved. How do you encourage them to get involved with the Fresno Metro Black Chamber of Commerce?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a space off of Fulton, right across from the Cultural Arts District Park. A dynamic building that we utilize that building for business owners, for our meetings, for our programs. So I would encourage folks to come and, just check us out, come visit. Also, folks can come online and, there's a wealth of information online about who we are, our mission, and the different programs and events that we have going on. So, yeah, I would encourage folks to just check us out online or.
And what is the website to get information online?
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah. How do they get on?
So it's www.fmbcc.com.
So you probably in school or in high school probably never thought or even knew there was such thing as a Chamber of Commerce.
No.
And you find yourself as the Deputy Director.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you grow up?
Oh, yeah. So I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia. On the outskirts of Atlanta, Georgia, in the metro Atlanta area in Lithonia. I went to high school there, college. I went to college in downtown Atlanta at Georgia State University.
I was just there not too long ago, and downtown Georgia State is everywhere. You guys are branded everywhere downtown.
Yes, because they're buying up the whole downtown area.
The whole, we kept driving, and I'm like, how big is Georgia State? Because you guys had buildings everywhere downtown.
Yeah, they are buying everything up. And for sure, Georgia State's campus is very untraditional. Mm-hmm. It's what you call an open campus. So it definitely helped prepare me for real life. It wasn't the closed mm-hmm. campus where you just had that intimate space, with college students. Like, I'm walking down the streets with executives, with my books in my book bag, and, I might see, folks going to lunch. I might see folks coming out business meetings. I might even see, panhandlers, it's a city life, So it definitely helped prepare me for what I have going on today.
As a student, you're like in the mix of business, right?
Yeah.
Downtown Atlanta.
Absolutely.
So what brings you out west? Did you come to Fresno, California? What brings you out this way?
Yeah, so growing up in Lithonia, Georgia, I grew up in a majority Black area, and I ended up going at Georgia State. I studied abroad and went to Italy. And while I was there, I learned so much about myself I learned so much about our culture just here in the U.S., about food, about all types of things.
Oh, Italy, the food, yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
there for
yeah.
5 months. It was a very extensive time. But
Yeah.
I remember not feeling worthy, you know what I mean, of being there. I remember feeling like I was like out of my league, you know. And so it propelled me to just think about myself and other aspects, or more so like think about the community through my eyes, if that makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah, no. I understand. It's because you're sitting there, like you said, you don't feel worthy. You don't
Yeah.
feel its opportunities presented itself to you.
Yes.
And there's a reason it's there for you.
Yes.
So you had to embrace it.
I
and
had
figure
to
it out.
exactly. I had to embrace it, and to know that a lot of other people that looked like me didn't have that opportunity. And so when I came back to Atlanta and looked at the landscape, and I was like, wow, like there's such a huge world out here that people don't really get to grasp and understand and learn about.
Yeah.
So I was thinking of just my community and how we can make it better and make it more dynamic. And I was going to outside of my community to get food, because I became a vegetarian when I came back.
Yeah.
Because the food was so different and just, it was so...
The culture was built around food.
In Italy, yeah. Like the tomato sauce would go bad within 2 days. The bread would go bad within 3 days. I was like, wow, what's going on here?
Yeah.
So I got really interested in it, probably too interested. And so knowing that I was going outside of my community, fueling other communities with trying to find food or quality food, knowing that there wasn't a lot of quality businesses in my area, I started to look at the landscape and understood that there was not a lot of opportunities for Black and brown community members and business owners.
So that sort of percolated the thought of trying to get them connected, try
Absolutely.
to get them support. And
Absolutely.
So where does it go from there?
Yeah, so I ended up going back to school. So at that time, I was in school for anthropology and mathematics, getting my bachelor's. I went back to school for graduate degree in urban studies, which I studied the city. And I wanted to be a city planner at the time.
Oh, so
Literally.
you were thinking going into city and trying to change
Yes.
the city landscape. We're going to take a short break. Monita Porter joining me here with the Fresno Metro Black Chamber of Commerce when we return with Business Leaders right here in KMPH Fox 26. Make sure you go to businessleaders.tv for this episode and other episodes of Business Leaders every Tuesday morning at 11 a.m. right here in the studios. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Business Leaders. My name is Lance Cardoza, and I'm joined by the Deputy Director of the Fresno Metro Black Chamber of Commerce.
Absolutely.
And Monita Porter, you go abroad with school, you go over to Italy, you find some of the most amazing food in the world.
Yes.
And a culture that's embraced around family and food, and it is really ingrained. And you mentioned tomato sauce goes bad in 3 days, so you have to use it now.
Yeah.
Fresh bread, it goes
Yeah.
bad, and it starts to percolate a young mind.
Yeah.
But what are we doing different?
Yes. Even the businesses will shut down for lunch hour. Like at between the times of 12 and 1, the businesses will close down so that they can have lunch with their family.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
I loved Italy.
They would take that break and that time
Yes.
to do that.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you
yeah.
take some of that culture. You mentioned feeling not worthy. And mainly,
Yes.
like you said, because you didn't see you as that little girl or that girl in college in those positions,
In
having
those
those
spaces.
opportunities.
Absolutely.
Because either black or brown,
Absolutely.
you didn't see them there, so you didn't feel comfortable at first.
I didn't see them there, and I didn't see myself there as well. You know, I didn't think that would be it. That was always something I wanted to do. I was pushing for, but once I was on that plane, it was like no turning back. I was 20
Yeah.
years old. You know, no one in my family my mom jokes because my dad, the movie Taken had just came out, and so she said, you know, your daddy don't have those skills, so make sure you come back.
You better be able to take care of yourself.
Yes.
Your poor daddy.
Absolutely,
You don't have
absolutely.
those
He don't have
skills.
those skills. So,
Yeah.
but you know, just knowing that I didn't feel like those opportunities was allowed it to myself, and I didn't
Yeah.
feel worthy of that, even though it was happening. I felt like I know that that has to be other people's story too. You know, that
They
other
feel the same
folks
thing.
might not feel that they have the world at their feet. And in me being exposed to that, it helped me to grow in areas I didn't even know that I needed to grow in.
Yeah.
And it helped kind of, you know, the trajectory of me being at the chamber.
So you come back to Atlanta, and you said you got involved. You wanted to get involved with government or city or something to make change and make an impact.
Yes.
And help people in business.
Yeah.
So where do you lead from there?
Specifically, I was looking at the landscape in the Black community because that is where I was from, and that's the landscape that I you know, seen every day. So I ended up going back to school at Georgia State. I spent too much time at Georgia State, but I went back for my graduate degree in urban studies at the Urban Studies Institute, and I wanted to become a city planner. I learned about the dynamic roles of a city, but not just a city like Atlanta, but cities around the world, and how cities function, and the people of the city. It was great. It was great stuff that we were learning. And
Very
so,
eye-opening for you.
very eye-opening, yeah. It was wonderful. In my last semester, I had a conversation with Tara Lynn Gray, who at the time was the CEO of the Fresno Metro Black Chamber of Commerce. And she was describing to me a program that I soon would become the program manager of at the chamber. It was a drive initiative that's affiliated with the Central Valley Community Foundation. The program was titled Betting Big on Small Black Businesses. And so she was describing to me a program that literally was exactly what I, you know, was so passionate about in my hometown in Atlanta. You know, how can I bring more Black businesses into the area? You know, how can I make our communities filled with quality business owners and businesses?
Yeah.
And so she described to me the program of Betting Big, and I thought that we were having a conversation, but it was actually an interview. And she asked me, when can I relocate? And
you just thought it was equal passions
absolutely
talking about something.
Yeah.
And that's why you were the perfect fit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you get that interview process. You don't even know what's happening when it happens.
Yeah.
And then you get an offer to come out to Fresno, California.
Yes.
Ever been to Fresno before?
Never.
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 Talk to me about that journey and that experience coming here for the very first time.
It reminded me of my time going to Italy. Honestly, like I'm very much so a risk taker. I jump to opportunities. That's my life. My mom is very like play it by the rules. Sorry, Mom. But I'm like the complete opposite. So me coming to Fresno, I came to visit, and I really love the culture here. I love how it's such a homey hometown. You know,
The food.
The food is
farm,
great.
We got
Yes.
basically farm to table.
I have me and my daughter every Saturday. We call it Farmers Market Saturdays. We go to the
nice.
farmers market every week and make sure we support our local farmers. It's so important to me. But absolutely, I love Fresno. I love the location. I love that I can travel up and down California if I wanted to. So yeah, we immediately transitioned, and it was for a 3-year contract with the being a program manager, and I ended up getting a promotion shortly after. So I'm here to stay.
Here to stay. And that promotion was the deputy director, correct?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
So talk to me a little bit about programs. Programs that the chamber offers and how people can get involved and get engaged.
Absolutely. Engage is one of our pillars. It's one of our missions, right? We want folks to be engaged with us, and we do that through programs. We have accelerators and incubators, 2 of which, one is the program that I titled the Betting Big on Small Black Businesses that I was telling you all about. The second program is a BTAC, which is focused on bonding technical assistance for contractors. Both are 12-week programs. One is for entrepreneurs at all levels. It has a curriculum. We provide business support services for entrepreneurs, all the things. The other program is very similar, but for contractors. So we help contractors get bidding and bonding and all of the things and connect them with any supports that they need to legitimize themselves.
Beautiful. We're going to take a short break, but I want to talk because we can dig in deeper on those programs because those are great programs. And we'll be right back here with more business leaders. My name is Lance Cardoza, Monita Porter, and she's from the Fresno Metro Black Chamber of Commerce. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Business Leaders. I'm Lance Cardoza, and I want to remind everybody it's that time of the year when nominations are coming in for the 40 under 40. All you have to do is go to 40, the letter U, 40.com, and write a 250-word description why you believe someone should be recognized in the class of 2023's 40 under 40. Go to the website 40, the letter U, 40.com, and nominate today. From the Fresno Metro Black Chamber of Commerce, I've been sitting here talking with our Deputy Director, Monita Porter. Monita, thank you for being on my program.
Absolutely.
And before the break, we were talking about some of those programs. We got a couple of them in.
Yeah.
But there's many programs that the Black Chamber of Commerce, the Fresno Metro Black Chamber of Commerce, offers.
Absolutely.
And we want to talk about how people get involved and tell us more about some of those programs.
Yeah, so I mentioned the Betting Big and the BTEC program, which are our incubator accelerator programs. We have a program titled Friends. That program is specifically for folks who have been impacted by incarceration, or people who have been, their families have been impacted by incarceration.
That's affected the family unit in some way. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so that program is geared to assist folks to have this or build up this entrepreneurial mindset. And it's a really, really cool program. It helps with reapplication back into society if entrepreneurship is an option for that person. So it's the foundation of that program is from a book titled Who Owns the Ice House? It's based off of that book, and so we love that program. It's dynamic.
That's the Friends program.
The Friends program, yes.
Friends program.
We have another program. It's a youth-based program called Evolve, the Pathway to Purpose. It's our freshest, newest program. It's a youth, young adult program, so I'm really excited about that. That program focuses on substance abuse, education, and that's new. It's up and coming. Yeah. I'm not going to spill too much details because we're still in the planning phases.
Still putting that together, yeah.
Yeah, still putting it together, but it's coming soon, so I hope folks engage with that.
And a lot of those programs are for underserved communities, so people understand watching at home. It's a community that maybe, like you said, they don't see themselves as business owners.
Right.
As a young mind, they're looking up to peers that are sometimes not the correct peer to look up to.
Yeah.
So to be able to give them those opportunities and get them out of a rut.
I think for
get them
sure.
To dream a little.
It's not even that. A lot of folks in the community see themselves as business owners, but they don't always have the resources or the opportunities to scale.
Yeah.
And to make their business, come from a backyard business or in-home business to, a brick and mortar, you know what I mean? And so we want businesses to have longevity and to exist in Fresno and build community around, those businesses.
Thrive and grow beyond, like you said, the garage or the backyard. And
yeah. And because of that, we have also Kiva. We're a Kiva Hub ran by the infamous Rick Keys, our money man at Fresno Metro Black Chamber. He hates me calling him that. But he also has a program titled the Money Center. So we help, funnel grants into businesses, loans, crowdfunding loans. So yeah, there's a place for everybody in the chamber if you're interested in business.
And how do people find out more information on those programs, and how to become a member of the Fresno Metro Black Chamber of Commerce?
Yeah, so our website is maybe the gold mine for hosting all of the information about the Fresno Metro Black Chamber. Our website is www.fmbcc.com. We also have monthly membership meetings every first Monday of the month. We meet with both members and non-members. We have a guest speaker. All our staff is there. We host lunch. We usually
Great networking going on, I'm sure.
It's a networking event.
Oh, yeah.
At Frank's Place. So we have that for folks who are interested and want to check us out and might not be too sure. And folks can also just walk into our office. We're right 1600 Fulton Street, right across from the Cultural Arts District Park.
And the Frank's Place, if people don't know, is just right down the street there by the Warner's Theater.
Absolutely,
And
right
it's right
across the
there
street.
across from One Putt Broadcasting and the Warner's Theaters right there is where Frank's Place is. It's a beautiful place and a great place to have a meeting and network. That's the greatest thing. When you get involved with the chamber, I always tell people they always want to see, what is the chamber going to do for me? And it's more of, what are you going to do for you with all the tools that are right in front of you?
Yeah,
and the chamber offers those.
We offer tools, we offer resources, but it's really up to the business owner to really show up. We offer the business community, but you have to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
We can't walk you through your business,
That's right. If you're a professional baseball player and you just sit there and watch the game, that's not going to get the ball over the fence.
Absolutely.
You got to get in the game.
You have to get active.
You got to get active and get involved. And you, as a young mind, did that.
I had to.
You went over to Italy. You took risk. You saw something that was exceptional to you.
Yeah.
And you wanted to bring some of that culture and some of that drive back and to your community. Then you find yourself out in Fresno, California.
Yeah.
And we're glad you're here with the Fresno Metro Black Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you.
And Monita, thank you so much for being on my program. We're wrapping it up here. If there's someone watching this program and a young mind, what would you tell them right now as a young Monita? If someone could have told you something, what would you say to them?
I would tell them to be authentic to themselves, that the sky is the limit. There's nothing you cannot do, and take risks. Take risks. Take that leap of faith. You have to. You owe it to yourself.
I had a business person one day said, I don't like to take too many risks. I'm not a gambler. I don't. And I told him, you don't have to be a gambler. I said, but you have to take risks.
You have to take risks.
That's what business is all about. Thank you so much for being on my program. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Lance.
And thank you for watching another edition of Business Leaders right here at KMPH Fox 26. We'll see you next Tuesday morning at 11 a.m. Don't miss it. We'll be right here.